Wow, 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 wow. Wow, wow, wow. Hey, listen, I need to I need to add some more. I need to add some more I need to add some more brain cells. Yeah. What would happen if I swapped? Hold on. Thanks. Look at my ceiling. Oh, hold on. I'm gonna make some noise. Is that better? Chrissy, how's your thing? Did you finish your thing? Your JavaScript thing? Oh no. Oh no. I have Infinity. So, who wins this round? Um, Athena's Helm. I have connected you with who you are visually. Good afternoon. Welcome. All right. Ha 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 ha. Who wins this round? So when do we? Yeah, it's straightforward. Every coding language is straightforward if once you learn one coding language, right? There's no tricks. There's no tricks. Even Primogen is writing in JS today. Apparently he hates that. Y'all want to see a picture of my cat? She was like hiding. What's up, KT? Apparently, I'm just assuming that you're talking about the cat. So she loves, for some unknown reason. Hold on, the potato's getting out of control here. Things just happen on stream, right? So the potato became my mascot. So the cat loves Crystal's feet. Crystal's my partner, and so we have a shoe rack. And last night I was gonna take the dog out, and she was just oh, you can't see that, sorry. Just like in there. She was just in there, like smooshed inside. Yeah, she's I try not to be biased about my own pets, but Delilah is one of the prettiest calicos I've ever seen. And I had a calico growing up, and Delilah's prettier than my first cat. R.I.P. Sarah. I love. People still make fun of me for naming my cat Sarah, but I think the only person that should be offended is someone named Sarah. And don't even be offended, because it's Whatever. Cats are wonderful. We should name them whatever we want. And if we name them people names, it's just a nice thing for people that you have a cat name. That's all I'm trying to say. Anyway, so Delilah, he's just in the shoes. So yeah, I was showing Crystal that. Crystal's also not going to be on this stream watching because she's got a bunch of meetings today, and she's been on my case about like buying a Twitch pack, and I'm like, you don't like my homemade Twitch scenes? You don't like my my background that I made on Canva with a leaf? Apparently she wants me to be more professional. Oh, that's from Code Wars. We were doing Code Wars. So Code Wars is ranked like the hardest ones are lower numbers. So it goes above 1. You can go into Dons, but hold on, I need to focus on this comment for a second. The pigment starts at the spine and the printer runs out of ink sometimes. Oh no, really? Oh. That makes me think differently about all the little splotches that Delilah has like on her paws and stuff. Alright, I'm gonna have to think about that. Genetics is weird. Okay. White. Whoa. Wow. Okay, how do I Google that? Cat, white belly, genetics. No. I don't. This doesn't seem right. That seems like too much. No, that's too specific. I think if I write cat white belly printer ran out of ink, that's not gonna work. Why do calico cats have white bellies? I believe you, but I just want to read about it more. Yeah, absolutely. The spotting gene over... This website, who named this? Pet Helpful. I really want to get down to the answer to this. Why are cats white on their belly? So I got too specific with the calico. Why are cats white on their belly? There it is. There it is. A Reddit post. The source of all knowledge. I love it. Today I learned. I want to go back to the day that I learned what TIL stands for, because that was a big day for me. Hold on. Okay, back to Code Wars. So, do I have it on this one? No, I'm logged in on the other one. Because why not have two profiles open on a computer that is not your computer? I would say that I'm average. I'm average at Code Wars. Okay, so Code Wars, it's sort of organized like yeah. Yeah. It's sort of organized like what would I say? This would be like a martial arts. So the easiest ones are 8s, and then they go up to 1, but you can go above 1, and those are for people who are, I mean, bored. So when you're first learning a language, or just in general, you'd start with 8s. And so when we were first learning, we did ladders. Start at 8, 7, 6. We did a 7, 6, 5, and back down, because it's like, oh, you do the easy thing, and then you do the very hard thing, and then you go back down to the easy thing. So your brain is like, okay, I can do it. But yesterday we were like, I'm just telling the story of the Code War reverse string ladder that we did yesterday. We were feeling wild, so we started at 6. And I was also out. I was out of 8s. I only had one 8-string tagged Code War left. So I was like, all right, well, I guess I only can do 1. So we started at 6, and we went back to 6. And that's how the magic happens. Not doing it anymore. I did one this morning and it made my brain hurt. But in general, I would say I'm average for the cohort on this. Yeah, it was the one I did this morning. Code Wars doesn't like people to. Also, I feel like it might be a little racist to do this, but whatever. To call something, to name something after a country that it maybe has nothing to do with. Anyway, so they gave a source. Basically, this one was like, okay, the wave, like, that was popularized in the 1996 Olympics in beach volleyball to basically go around the stadium and go, woo, okay. So you want to do that with your strings. Is like, from the original string, you repeat it, and then as it goes through the string, every letter stands up. Okay. It's stupid. And the one, I guess the tricky thing is that if there's a space, it has to pass over it like it's an empty seat. Yeah, some of these Code Wars are goofy. It's not like LeetCode where everything is like real brainified and like we're solving algorithms, blah 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 blah. Like, people could just write whatever they want ever. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. So what did I do? Look at all the solutions. This is my solution. I was like, well, we got a string, but pretty much every string problem turns into an array problem. So you gotta like have an array, and then you wanna take that string, empty array, because you're going to put your strings into the array so you can loop through them, push them in there. And so you don't want to exceed the string length because you only want a word for each letter. So that's how the for loop is coming out. And then Crystal and I talked about this, so we do a lot of these problems together. You could do the split of the string outside, but then it doesn't work. It breaks it. You have to do the split inside of the for loop. because otherwise the for loop cannot accurate. Oh, this is right. Because it would otherwise mutate the string. And you don't want to mutate the string. What you do want to do is, like, if it's the word hello, as the example was, which the example is hidden now. Here it is. So the word hello, you want the string, the loop, to see the same word every time when it's referring to it. If you split it outside, then it won't see the same word every time. Great. So then you have to say, okay, well, there's a space in the middle. We need to skip over that. That was that one rule that was like, okay, it's an empty seat, so we don't want the whole thing breaking down because there's an empty seat there. Because that's the annoying thing about the wave. If you ever did the wave, it's like, oh gosh, there's a whole section. There's no people there. Like, will the wave stop? I gotta make these things real for me, right? Anyway, and then you push the uppercase one in, and then you push the whole string in, and then you have your sweet little wave, and that's JavaScript. Hello, we've done it. Hooray. Yeah. So just to be fair, I didn't do that like without any help. I had to talk to Crystal about it a little bit because the split part I was caught up on a little bit, but it's one of those things where it's like I get 90% of the way there and then I'm like, I don't know about the syntax, everybody. But I think that's probably why engineers work on teams, and that's why Google exists. You think people were actually like way better at coding before the internet, or coding's gotten way more complex and so everyone's adjusted to like it's probably okay that you don't know everything because there's actually no way that you could. Everyone left. Okay. We don't care. I'm very close to my mic, so probably I shouldn't yell. Alright, so this is what I wanted to do today. I'm making my little list. I've started learning Portuguese, and I keep trying to use like Italian inflection on Portuguese, and my teacher's like, no, that's not how we do that. That's not how we do it. We don't have a little bit of a lilt to the way we speak. And I'm like, oh. Alright. Behavioral. There we go. Questions. And then most valuable player. Outline. I'm glad that Chrissy's here because I'm gonna ask you questions about this. I think. Shout out Chrissy. Shout out Chrissy. Does that work? Does this work? Yeah, it does. Oh, okay. All right, great. Well, maybe we should talk about that first then. So, no, you know a lot. This is not even about coding. This is about like a user experience thing. Everything with web applications, I think, should be designed with the user experience in mind. I started as a user, and I wouldn't be able to do any of this that I am doing without that experience in my mind, and so I want to design everything with the user in mind. Um, so, so I think that there's yes, and I think that is like a powerful perspective that I can bring into a company. So let me see. I think I'm just gonna do a Google Doc just to start here. So docs dot new. I mean that's already a great user experience. Thanks, Google. All right. So let's talk about this. Career mapping MVP. Good. So we've got this website, which, as it is great. Everybody likes it. I can say that with a certain amount of certainty. And I got some great feedback of like, this is one-dimensional. It's cool to see these numbers, but they don't super mean anything if you don't have more information. So Chrissy and I were talking about maybe like the stories page. I think we've done some great work on, and I think it could be valuable, but I also think that there's a reason I'm not seeing people post on there. It's like I haven't invited anybody to do it, and you have to have some more, like, a little bit of a what is it, like a social, you gotta see that people are doing it first before you jump in, right? Marketing, you have to have a little push, right? I haven't pushed anybody. I still want to I have two problems, right? So I need a schema, and I don't like, I want to have like okay, so stories, problems. So I need a schema before I can build a filter. And I have do I want to spend more time on this, or should I pivot to something more valuable? That's the question. All right, so we're thinking about like learning user authorization this week, and how I could make this site more useful to people, and if there was a way to make it like not only something that people could come and look at, but something that they could use, right? So Chrissy and I have been talking about what should we call it? Should we call it career maps? I don't know. That's fine. We'll stick with that for now. So this is like, this is what we'd want to see, okay? And you can throw. Okay, so we got 20 minutes. Milestones. Okay, milestones. Timelines. Benchmarks. I want to see like specific like graphic elements for like you know what is it, like shared events. So something like, I got my first job. I started a boot camp. I finished my first project. I like what are some other ones that you would like see on a timeline? And then is it timeline reported in months? I think months, right? So what clicked? This clicked? I got promoted. I got a new job. I was asked. I spoke at a conference. I received. And this one's a little tricky. Oh right. Okay, yeah. Yeah, award recognition. I received an award recognition. I received a certificate. Certificate, or what's the other word? Like if you're a Scrum Master or a PMP. Holy crap! I finally understand data structures. Yeah, like something. Something clicked for me. So this is like I finally understand this or have mastery of this concept. So interviews. Interviews, offers. I got my first interview. Should we tease out interview or offer from job? I don't know. I'm gonna add that up there. Offer. Timeline. Okay. Let's see. Put this up here. All right. And then failures and successes. So I got my first rejection. With seasoned developers, yeah, that's true. I also want to say, like, I got my first freelance client because there's people who don't get hired. They go that route or contract. What do we think about? Oh. got laid off? I got laid off, maybe? So structurally, I think these are all modules, like components, and then the user could just well, let me not get too deep into that yet. Left job, quitting, distinguishing, fire, layoff. Yeah. So different. Add them differently. I got laid off. I quit. Oop. My job or left job. Okay. Well, I think it's looking at the path. So if you want to see like someone I think about, I don't know if you follow Mewtrue on Twitch, but True got laid off by Loom and then did a bunch of interviews and now works for Discord. It happened pretty quick. She was doing DevRel for Loom and now is doing like she's engineer, but like it was encouraging to me because I was like, oh yeah, there's layoffs happening, but people are getting hired. Hey, KT. So if you want to, where did I see that? Hold on a second. Yeah, Discord. And she loves it, Discord. It turns out she wasn't even that happy at her words, not mine. Hold on a sec. Let me see if I can find this. Well, yeah, it's like it's an empathy thing. So all right, yeah. Crystal shared this with me. I don't know if y'all can see that, but it says that the total tech layoffs in 2022 so far is 73,000, and the open tech jobs in North America, it's like almost 650,000. So, essentially 8.7 times the open jobs in tech versus the total tech layoffs. So like you hear these stories about people getting laid off, but it's all spin. I mean, there's a lot of spin happening, and I think yeah, I think the whole point of this app would be to see the actual paths. So our current situation notwithstanding, you could see, okay, somebody in, I don't know, 2018 was a construction worker, and then they got their job, their first offer, after doing a boot camp, and it took them 6 months, and then they got promoted, and then they got a new job, and then this whole app is about like pay transparency, so we could see like that they went from, I don't think there's construction workers on here, is there? Anyway, but like, okay, say they were a baker and then a software engineer. These are all first jobs in software engineering, so maybe they're making Closer to $200,000 now. This link, the one I just showed you, Crystal sent me a screenshot, so they did not send me the link. I'm sorry, but it was from Assad Zaman. This is who posted it. Assad Zaman. Oop. Please go tear it apart, because I spin. Alright, anyway, so we got things that would, what we're looking for is perspective, right? So what's the perspective here? And not everybody's gonna fill out all these points along the way. I'm trying to think. I career or path app. Let's see. I was part of this app before that showed you like visually and a path. It was like owl something. Owl path. Nope, that's not it. Hold on, I'm gonna go into my Google. Does anybody know what I'm talking about? Oh, privilege. Yeah, that's a good question. Let's think about that. Think about it. About it. Path. Think about it. Path. Your path. Your path. Your own path. Own trail. Own trail. That's it. Okay, so this is reminding me of this website, and we can see if we're trying to recreate it or not. Own trail. Has anybody seen this website? I do not want it to look like this. I tried this website and I hated it because it was not easy to navigate. Like if you want to let's find someone who is, I don't have a login. Let's see if I have a login over here. Yeah, hold on. Own trail. I don't think a lot of people use it because it's stupid. Shh, 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 shh. I'm sure a lot of people find it helpful, but let's see if I have a login. Own trail. Yes. No, like sign in. Why do I have two sign-ins? Anyway, okay. See someone's trail that works in tech and see if it, this person has 3 dots. Anyway, okay. Oh, okay. So, Blah, what's up? We're talking about MVPs. Welcome. How's your day going? that's a thick trail. We are looking at this website that tells you what people do in their life and how it leads to like their So it shows like life events as well as work events, and I think for like comparison of like I could be inspired by your career change path and you could be inspired by my career change path, the like density of these different things, I mean, I think it's distracting. um yeah, I don't, can I see, did I oh wow, I did. Look at that. Woo, okay, hello. Is this now? Oh no, that was the future. I was like, I want to leave North Carolina. Yeah, look at that. It's like so much. Looks like a parasite. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know that the value of it is. So when I think about like a visual representation of what we've been talking about, it's like I think that it can't look like that because that's too much. I think, but I do think that some people don't like a linear visualization. So I don't want to be inspired by Own Trail. I want to be like pivoting away from Own Trail. Yeah, absolutely. Uh, well, I don't know if you've seen the blog. I made this site that like it's um people can anonymously share what their previous income was and then what their first job in tech was. And so I've had a lot of people do that. And so I was trying to think of a way to pivot this into my 100 hours project. And so Chrissy, who's in here, oh, Chrissy has to go to a meeting. Bye, Chrissy. Was thinking maybe we could do it so like people could have a login and share their whole career path, and not only the like good things that happen, but maybe like the not so good things that happen, but you could see like not just the one point in time, but the like every point of their transition, including things like I started boot camp, I finished my first project, something clicked for me, like I understood DSA for the first time, or just even one concept in it, so that like you could see you could see their progress and then you could compare it to your progress. So I think in terms of like, because before I come from like a sustainability background and I was like, oh, I need a climate tech or whatever, but I'm not feeling that as much right now. And so I think that the project I was thinking about originally doesn't fit as much. And this is something that I've been getting like good feedback on, and I've already kind of built like the beginning of it. So it seems like a good point to move forward into, and I can feel like it would help people a little bit. So yeah, and that's why we're talking about Own Trail, because I was like, I don't I don't like trashing people on stream, but I don't know how much it helps people. I just think it looks nice. And like you, I did it one day. Well, I don't know if you even started, but like I did it one day and then I never looked back at it again. But wow, they're good at sending out emails. They like send me a bunch of emails afterwards. I was like, oh guys, you know what? What is this? Oh, people appreciated it. That's nice. So people look at it. Yeah, kind of like a career scrapbook. And since I know we watched the I always call it Travesty. It's it's not a travesty. It's Traversy. He said, I know there's ways to like have things private and public, so the user could have things be private, like maybe you don't want to share all the times that you got rejected. Maybe you, but you do want to keep track of it, you know, because that can also be motivating. Like Leon wants us to get through 60 interviews. So I can keep track of my 60 interviews that I got rejected, but I don't want to share that publicly on the website. So it could be like something where you're keeping track of your progress, but you don't necessarily have to share all of that on the public facing side of the website. But public facing, it could be like this compendium of people's career paths, which is kind of cool. Yeah. I am feeling it. I gotta figure out a couple of things about. Yeah, so I was thinking about the MVP, which is how much of this would I want to have in the MVP? And if I do create like, okay, well this is how you know what those components look like. How difficult would it be to keep adding components? Probably not that difficult. It's just like another route. But it's also like, how complex is it going to be at first? I also don't know exactly what I want it to look like. I don't know if anybody knows that. The top of their head. Oh, goodness. Yeah. But that's what we're doing over here. Most valuable. Yes. Well, I do think so. We started with we being like, I've been building most of this project on stream so far, and we started this stories page because I did get feedback that people wanted more nuance, and none of these are real. Well, we did we did create this. This one is like aspirational for KT, who's in the chat. Oh, is it minimum? Is it most? It's not minimum. It's not most. It's minimum. I would say in my head most viable product, but I guess I've been conflating most valuable player and minimum viable product. It's been a long day already. Yeah, long day already here on the East Coast. Word. All right, minimum viable product would be that like people would be able to share some of these questions. He did say beautiful. Well, I've already just joking. I've already mastered Bootstrap, so it'll be beautiful. It's just the Bootstrap CDN. That's all we're working with. I want to add sass, a little bit of sass. Change the colors and the fonts a little bit, but. I want to see yours, KT. You're gonna have all those fintech companies like lapping it up. You could represent it over time. They could be badges. I like the idea of badges. Yeah. Pretty much everybody in 100 devs that I've talked to who's using Bootstrap did that Traversy crash course. And also the Bootstrap docs are super readable. I find them readable anyways. I won't have to... this is really fine. So when you go in here, it's I think it I haven't had any issue with the CDN, but I think if you want to add Sass, there's and Sass is like what is it like? It's a compiler. We read about it in Shayhow, but it's basically a way to add additional styles or to your CSS that like you can't customize Bootstrap without it. So one of the things about the Bootstrap CDN is like, let me see, there's Sass. So there's only certain colors that you can have and certain like ways of organizing it. So you'd have to like import Sass to make it work. we can make your Drive project more engaging. So, yeah. So these are the colors that you get. And it's a little bit let's see. It's a little bit weird because then they talk about this, but then it's like, no, but you need to have that SCSS mapped with Sass to add additional colors. I'm like, no, but I want this orange and that indigo. So that's on my list for the weekend, is to update that a little bit. Yeah. Notes on Sass. I did find a YouTube that deals with that specifically. One of my approaches is to not get into too deep into tutorials until I absolutely need them, because I see people just doing tutorials and then being like, I know everything about this thing now, and they didn't need to know that at all. And I can get overwhelmed pretty easily, but yeah, it's good stuff. I just like right now I'm like, oh, look at all the pretty colors. What color would I make it? I kind of like yellow for it somehow. And I'm not really a yellow person, but yellow. Something about like, what is the mood? So, psychology of colors and branding. Just one. This is about like happiness, youth, and optimism. Affordable. This is like a weird thing that Google's doing now. Yeah, I mean, there's like a lot of options for Bootstrap. Isn't the only one, but I remember a stream maybe in February where people were like, Leon, which one do you like? Which one do you like? You know, like CSS frameworks. That's no. That's like, and he's like Bootstrap. There's like no further questions, and I'm like, listen to Leon. That's like my one rule of 2022. Listen to Leon. Look where I am now. Listening to Leon. Okay, orange is good. So many people will tell you Tailwind is it. Tailwind is where it's at. And when I look at code that's been code that Tailwind has been added to, like you get more customizability off the bat, but let's see, no, that's not it. GitHub. I should have a GitHub like voice command. I hate typing it. So let's see here. It's in the views. You can see like we got the Bootstrap up here. That's the CDN, and then is this too small? I just have to like kind of judge what's legible. So the CDN is here. One thing I learned is you have to add these additional scripts to make the hamburger menu pop down. You gotta have popper in there, otherwise it won't pop down. Like, that was a gotcha moment. Took me about a weekend to figure that out. But these classes are all written into your EJS or whatever template you're using. So I don't think I even have a CSS file in this whole project. And that's where you tell it how to justify things and how to add this is padding and what color to make things. So then you have the Bootstrap built-in colors, and then success is that green color. So it's all built into these classes. There's different ways to manipulate it, but when I look at Tailwind, it's just like these huge blocks. And I know that they're doing a lot, but wow. I want to be able to read my code. I know that there's like thousands of ways to write code, but y'all. Legible. Let's make it legible. Right? Did I say read? I meant write. Yeah, I like the yellow. I like this yellow. I like the 500. Anyway, so people will say like, oh, Bootstrap. They'll see the Bootstrap blue and they'll be like, oh, that's Bootstrap. It's a Bootstrap project. Alright, well, let's see if I want anything though. Minimum viable product. So the minimum viable product will need to have user login. No, MVP. User typing. User login. So like Google OAuth, which I think we're learning tonight, maybe. And then we're gonna want probably this is so annoying. Are you off screen? No. What? Hi. I'm just thinking. We need to have like a connection. Okay, so like public, oh gosh, okay, public facing user or public facing page to display user profiles if desired. Okay, and then we need the like sort of a form for user to build profile like an initial form, and then a page for user to update. So would those be the same form? I think those should be different. Private user profile page. I think this should be that. With update options. Okay. And so then we want to keep the we want to keep this I don't know if I want that as the front page. Was it good? As the front page. Or you know what would be cool? Here, I want to add this to my list. Oh. It would be cool. I don't know how hard this will be. Oops. Just cool to like prompt user to add success stats to career motivation page when they update first job event. How hard is that to do? Oof. No. Well, okay. If it's tied to that event, this event, I got my first job. I got a first job. I got my first job. I got a new job. I got a first job. If it's tied to this prompt. I just need to put that on that page, right? So that's not that hard. Modals aren't that hard. You're a modal. Bootstrap has modals. Maybe that's not an MVP. I don't think that's MVP. That's not MVP. But there's modals, right? Modals. Is there modals? Yeah, lots of modals. We got modals. We got modals for days. Alright, cool. What was I gonna put there? As the front page or... Hey, Mechadev, welcome. Hello, are you here? I love it when people follow. Yes, hello, welcome. talking about MVPs. What could an MVP be? Oh, yeah, I know what my MVP is. This is my MVP. This is my MVP right here. My most valuable potato. Yeah, how's it going? How's everybody doing? Joining the stream. Oh, the deal with the potato will never be fries. Have to clone it first. We can clone potatoes in here though. Yeah, I was just talking about 100-hour project. Trying to make this website into something everyone can interact at, no matter where they are in their career change. Rascal's always lurking. Always be lurking. Yeah, so I'm trying to decide exactly what I need so I can get started as soon as I know how to build a Google OAuth. Which I understood everything in that video. I did. I was like, oh, I get these. I get how these pieces fit together. And I'm pretty sure I didn't look at Leon's code closely, but oh, Heroku alternatives. Like what? Is it Vercel one? I do also swear that Rascal never sleeps. I wish I still had your goldfish. Shout out everybody. Okay, I gotta start some shout outs. Hook up the shout outs. I mean, it's basically just everybody in the chat is everybody, so shout out. Yeah. Oh my gosh, that's my friend. That's two. And then Leah. I think Leah's always streaming. Well, you were always streaming later than I was awake. At least it felt like that. You got that desktop now, though. Oh, what? Wait, that's bad news. Does Railway have a CI/CD with GitHub? Because that's my favorite thing about Heroku. A few hours ago. Well, you know what I've been doing? I've been doing this. I ate lunch and then I've been doing this. Hours. Sheesh. Yeah. I conveniently my partner bought a M1 MacBook before the beginning of the year, so I get to use that for stream because my 2005 MacBook would be deceased if I was trying to do this on there. Yeah, I'm excited for you too, Leah. I feel like I feel like you're always moving faster than I can think when you're streaming, but that's good. That's good. keeping us honest. Um, Crystal is like, we should just get you your own MacBook, and I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna get a job, and then I'm gonna buy a MacBook. I'm not gonna do it in the opposite direction. And I love my MacBook Pro, my 2015 MacBook Pro. It's like, it's my favorite dinosaur. I'm gonna put a question mark behind this. I really am debating about that. Yeah, job first. Eye on the prize, everyone. Eye on the prize. Well, I've enjoyed. It's nice. It's nice. And we're sharing it. It's fine. They're working. They can't use it right now. That's true. I like to give Apple about a year to like figure their stuff out. My sister-in-law worked at Apple for 10 years in retail, and so we'd always get discounts on things. So I think that she still gets like a legacy discount. Katie, you know what? If there was a way to like update this Pro, I would just keep it forever. But they glued the batteries in on these guys, and that's the thing that's going. The weird thing is though, the sound settings always switch. Anyway, it's not important. Keep the Grim Innovation stats as front page. I think this will do it. Okay, so individual users can log in. We'll have. I'm gonna move the sound down there. So then everybody can look at the paths and be inspired. And then we will have that. Anything else that we would want? Now what I do have, and we have talked about this before, I have a MacBook Pro from 2010. And that one could be upgraded, but I would literally have to replace everything. And then what is the point? You're just building a new computer. It's just, it would cost less than a new computer, but what is the point? For fun, yeah. When I have like $1,500 for fun, maybe I'll do that for fun. I'm also tempted to have a Windows machine and a Mac machine just so I can have fun. Right? Or maybe when I am working full-time in tech, I'll have fun doing other things like I used to. Out there. Oh, where I used to be. Oh no, I'm fine. I'm having a nice time. Okay. Is there anything else for an MVP? Anybody from the crowd? The MVP. The user can log in. They can make their own account. They can put in their. We'll have some arrangement of these, not all of them, but they can basically say, I left this job. I learned how to code. I got a job in tech, and then these things happen. So, boop, boop, boop. And then they can either show that only to themselves, or they can show that to the world, and then that will be my MVP, and then the maximum viable product, still an MVP. We'll have more of these elements. We'll have some fancy prompts with modals, and we'll send it out to the world. And all of my 100 devs friends can test it, because it will be something everyone can use. Everyone. All of you. Here, see? That's right. One single solitary cat hug. Hype! And then by then I'll have my buy me a coffee up, and then everyone can buy me a coffee. And then maybe someone will hire me, you know? Great. Cool. I think that'll do it. I think that will make me really, really tired. So I'm really living that ADHD life. If I can focus long enough on these 5 things and get it done by what is the date? It's like October 11th, September 27th. Oh right, my birthday is September 26th. Leon ordered me a really nice birthday this year. I will be coding. Yeah, so I signed up for it. I know it's happening. Own trails. No, September 26th is my birthday. So I think there's something due. Like there's like 3 things due on September 27th. Is that your birthday? I wouldn't be streaming if I wasn't a Libra, honestly. And we're very close, Bob. We're very close. Does that mean you're, wait, a Scorpio? I see it. Alright, so behavioral questions. Yeah. I see it. I've been in the working world a while. I've been asked a lot of these questions. And prior to 100 Devs, I was instructed to use the STAR method. I like car a lot better because it gives me less time to get distracted. It gives me a lot less time to get distracted. Cause, action, result, response. Result, response. It's the same. I think, what's the best way to do this? So I put them all in my Anki. Oh. Is it? Oh, logged in. Is it logged in on this one? No. Well, and Crystal doesn't ever prepare for interviews and gets like the best jobs. So I feel like there's just a little bit of cosmic whatever with it. Crystal will come out of an interview and be like, oh yeah, I just, I rambled, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, yeah, sure, you rambled. And just, yeah, whatever. The thing with Anki Web is if I put things in here, I think I'm gonna do it in the, well. Look at all these banky questions I have to answer today. It's a shame. So many. Alright, so car. Get in the car. We're going to interview town. one of the things that happens to me in interviews, and I'm just gonna stand here and talk about my interview trauma for a little bit, because I can't do this and think at the same time. Is like, I will prepare. I will write out star or car question answer situations, and then I get into the interview, and the thing that I have prepared will like disappear from my mind, and I will sit there and be like, what was the thing I was supposed to remember? Yes, I have been and had a project or initiative that I started on my own. What was it? Where did it go? So, what do you do about that? Do I really just need to be sedated? Hire me. I'm sedated. Okay, so let me think. I got some options. So let's think. All right. So like work related. Started on your own. So I did a virtual escape room to help build okay, we'll just stick with the virtual escape room. I've had some really weird jobs. Okay. Let's see. Virtual escape room. What is the thing that I did with the... KT, have a good night. Hopefully class will be more, not as panic-inducing, maybe. We're fine. Everybody's fine. Thanks for being here. I'm gonna just stick with that. And then volunteering. I did a auction. Silent auction. Wow, one-handed type. So silent auction for a group I was part of. Yeah. Alright, that's good. So what prompted you to get started? How does Leon do this in like 3 or 4 sentences? Because the setup for these is 3 or 4 sentences. Blah. Panic. Yeah, we need paper bags. We should have 100 devs branded paper bags. Blah. Yeah, that's the next drop, right? That's true. They're very long sentences. I think it's just the quality of his voice. It's just like I would never feel like he was saying too many things because I'm just like, oh yeah, no, you're doing great. I know exactly what you're saying, and it sounds so composed. That's true. That's true. What is the what's that? Don't panic. It's like that 80s sci-fi thing. was just talking about how good you are at interviews. Okay. So the cause. See, I get caught up in the semantics of these words. It's like the cause was like, we had to, okay, it's a cause. The cause is, I'm just gonna explain it and then I'm going to try to like niche it down a little bit. So the cause was, I worked for a nonprofit which generally had an in-person Earth Day program with a event where 20 to 30 companies would come together and learn about the projects they were doing. However, in 2021, we were unable to have that in-person event, so we needed a way to have the same, accomplish the same, the same thing, but virtually. So I initiated a way to do that through a virtual escape room. And I did some research on virtual escape rooms and looked at different ways to have our different volunteer projects represented in the different parts of the puzzles within the escape room, and did some testing within our planning group to make sure that the puzzles weren't too difficult. And many of our interviews, many of the people that we worked with were so excited to do something unique that they'd never done before, a virtual escape room, and also have the opportunity to replicate something that they hadn't been able to do since the beginning of the pandemic, and also still learn about the projects within the Earth Day events. Is that it? Is that enough? It was such a good project. Actually, the cause was Earth Day. Well, the cause was the pandemic. Every cause was the pandemic. Create a forum for yeah, I mean, that's great. That's great. It's not too rambly, and you don't sound nervous. I'm just gonna just as an example. More flavor. Oh, Chrissy's back. Chrissy, we're talking about interview problems. Problems. It's always problems. Hold on. I'm gonna put it down here. And then, do people like more flavor? I think people like flavor, but I'm like all flavor. I'm a lot of flavor, but then a lot of like, what did they say? What are you saying? So what the feedback that I often get within my house is that I go too deep and people don't care about the details So I do need to practice keeping it like, oh gosh, keeping the microphone up. I need to practice keeping it streamlined. COVID presented the challenge of taking a previous employer's annual fundraiser virtual. They will ask follow-up questions. Like, don't you want to know what a virtual escape room is like? You want to know now. Unless you've already done one. So. You want to know. You want to know. I'm not gonna tell you. I'm stuck. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. But if I don't start there, then I might just talk about it. Or it's a surprise. They're like, what did they talk about? What did they talk about? I mean, I know ADHD presents differently for different people. And I know that ADHD is well represented in this stream right now. But this is one of the hardest things for me, is focusing on what I'm supposed to answer at interviews. And I was just tested, and I haven't officially gotten my diagnosis yet, but the doctor was like, I'm pretty much going to give you this diagnosis. You just have to wait. I was like, can you help me? Can you help me? Anyway. Oh, see, Chrissy, can you just come and do that for me, please? Can you? Gosh, okay. All right, so I think this is a good answer. Woo, 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 woo. I wonder if Oprah hates that meme. You know, that's what I wonder. Oprah is just like above social media. Oprah doesn't know that exists. Oprah doesn't need it. What do we think? Do we think Oprah knows about it and likes it? Does Oprah not know about it? Does Oprah like it? Wait. Know about it? Hate it? Oprah does not care about it. I feel like Oprah has sort of transcended a lot of things that we all care about. Interaction. Like, Oprah has transcended the Illuminati. Oprah's not even on our planet. Oprah probably had gone to space and we didn't even get to know about it. Oprah probably has her own colony on Mars. I've been reading a lot of sci-fi recently, so I think that's probably a totally reasonable thing. Blah, did you get those pants from Target? I need to know. I also still need to go to Target. Do I want more? I'm like slowly working my way through all of Becky Chambers' books right now. In March, I read The Three Body Problem, and that kind of like wiped me out. Don't start with me. Don't start with me in the puns. Don't start. It's dangerous, dangerous game. Okay, so if I was in charge of my own interviews, I would answer one question and they'd be like, have you heard of this? No. This is why I haven't finished the bank yet. Yes. Oh, there was one book that I read. What was it called? I have to go on my Goodreads and find it. Yes. Crystal will tell you, I love multicolored pants. If they fit my butt, I might. Yes. We have to go out and get. This is the most distracted stream. When people come in the stream and actually talk to me, I get. It's amazing that I have been able to code actual projects on stream, but when it's like Rascal and my friend Screwage and there's this one guy, Tower Mind, like, yes, we built projects on stream. We built things, okay. We did. What I know. I'm not coding right now. It's fine. Yeah, Rascal helps me build things. I will come back to Only Clouds. Only Clouds. Blah. When you said Only Friends in chat the other night, I was like, I feel like this is a similar idea. But Only Clouds is an API that is basically like the Dog CEO or other APIs, but it's for clouds. So people could just use Only Clouds and put it in their apps, but it's only clouds. And if there happens to be a cloud that occasionally looks like something else, it's still a cloud. I don't know exactly what the parameters are going to be for this group project, but I have an idea for a project that I want to make, and hopefully I can like guide the ship. Ship's guiding the ship. And we were also talking about pants. It really just depends on the group. You know what? I'm gonna write this later. Let's talk about the next one. Oh, tell me about the time you had to work on several projects at once, like right now. If we make a project about pants, then it's tech related. Yes. See, you were drawing all the right conclusions. Well, from what I've learned is that everyone who works in tech wears pants. So if you wear pants, then it's technology, and if you make a project about pants, that's it. Chrissy, stop being an outlier. You're a data scientist. Work with us. I am so honored that you brought your one good idea for today to my stream. I'm not a partner or an ambassador or anything, so I can't award you VIP, but I totally would. I love pants. My pants are, I'm not going to show you my pants, but they're mustard colored. Yeah, overalls kind of pants. Overalls are like, they're like pants that like took over. They're like the what's a funny way to say? What's a funny way to say? They're like, I don't want to say meta. I hate meta now. I can't say that word without being annoyed. But they're like the Uber pant. There we go. Now I wish I was wearing my overalls. That is a 2022 vibe that I'm glad that we brought back here. I guess the best way to answer this is that I asked for help. And then I got an intern. But personally, let's see, I use Notion. So in a job sense, like asking, like demanding that I get help, because the job that I'm doing is 3 people's job, and then, you know, them hiring somebody. Blah can be my ghostwriter. Specialized knowledge was transferred. How did they feel about they being everyone feel about passive voice? Because passive voice as an English major is something that we try to avoid, but it's also like corporate talk ends up in passive voice. This is a fight, not a literal fight. This is a disagreement. Is that one of the questions? A conflict within my team that I had with one of my former co-workers is they wanted to write in passive voice all of the time, even in our marketing materials, and I was constantly changing it to more active writing so that we could actually appeal to the people we were writing to, and they would change it back to passive voice, and I would be like, listen, you want to actually talk to the ideal client, the person that you're talking to. You want them to feel like there's people in this writing. Like, there's people. You're a person. It's personing. There's someone doing the thing. It's not just like happening. Yeah. But in interviews, I don't know. From what I've heard, and this is based sort of on my partner's experience and then a few other people I've talked to, is like some tech interviews are really casual. It's like, no, we just want to have a conversation. In which case I would be like, I would not want to be too formal. But I've also been in interviews where, and I've interviewed at universities a lot, and I think this is where it was like drilled into me, is if you aren't formal, then you're not presenting a professional face. So I have master's in higher education, and this is probably where some of my interview anxiety comes from, is like, I don't know how to bridge the gap between where I learned to interview, which is academia, and a more casual, like, conversational interview, which will really show my personality. And they run the gamut. Great. So you don't really know till you're in there. Gosh, I wish I was better at code switching. It just makes me panic. Yeah, and if I have to think about it, then I panic. Great. I'm just gonna have to... Oh yeah, you're right, Blah. Absolutely. Absolutely. Like, I would need to talk to them first. I have over 40 companies on my hit list so far, and I gotta start talking to people. Oh god. I just love wearing a casual button down. I like those like those button downs with like the wacky patterns on them. That's like my work vibe. But okay, I write it back and forth, back and forth. What did you say? Ask for help, and the result was work that could be handled by someone with less specialized knowledge was transferred. And it also gave me more it gave me more leadership experience, management experience. That's it. Able to transfer work that could be handled by someone. Oh, something. Yikes. Someone with less specialized. Oh, I'm British now. Knowledge. To her. And I was able to mentor her and gain what's it called when you are the boss of somebody? Management experience. Management experience. Alright, yes. Okay, okay. This was a pretty good case scenario. Okay. Yes, freed up bandwidth. I like that too. I'm gonna put that in quotes. Quotes. Dom. Dom, da dom, dom, dom. Right. Describe a situation in which you felt you had not communicated well enough. What did you do? How'd you handle it? Interesting. This is an interesting question. Because in my last job, like 90% of my work was communicating. But also, communication is like a two-way street, and I don't know how to do this without being vague. Like, how do you not be vague about this if I can't think about like a great situation? I guess you can make up a situation, right? Yeah, just talk amongst yourselves. Let me think about it. Describe a situation in which you felt you had not communicated well enough. Like, try not to burp into the microphone. The question is easy to... Yeah, it is easy to BS. Well... So it's one of those things where it's like, you can communicate what you know from your perspective. And your perspective, like, you can not always anticipate what people will understand. So maybe this is it. So I have a freelance client right now, and they are a garden club. And they are... Oh, see... If I get into Heather, I think I get a little bit too much frustration. I want to keep it like not frustration related. So I think about the garden club. I think about like scope of knowledge, and my scope of knowledge in regards to like how the internet works, and how websites work, and even just like how to update a blog or add an image, or even like just using a CMS like WordPress or Squarespace or what have you is vast in relation to a a person who doesn't touch it, like people who are older and don't care. So my parents' generation, there are a lot of people, not everyone, but there are a lot of people who are just, they don't care. They don't go on the internet every day. they haven't built any websites. They don't want to know about it. They don't want to have to think about it, and that's why they hire someone to do it. And yet, at that intersection is where they are like, oh, I am in the garden club, and I'm in leadership for the garden club, and we need a new website. So now I'm responsible for a website, but I don't have any of the lexicon to do this. So I'm going to hire someone to do this, but when they talk to me, I have no idea what they mean. And then the person building the website is like, hey, can I have these things? Can you give me this? I need to update that. Your old website is out of date with this. This is this. What is that? Will you have this? And all of that sounds like gibberish to this person. And this person is like frustrated because they are doing the best to put it in the simplest terms possible, using like analogies or whatever to like make this work. We need to make this work, right? But like there's just like a closed door on this side, and there's just a over here. And part of the problem is that the people they built their website with before are not very cooperative. So I didn't finish the question as well as I started it, but what I'm saying is like I felt that I had communicated well enough, but then I realized that I hadn't actually, because I didn't know the extent to which I would need to break it down more simply. So once I got to that understanding of how more simple I needed to make it even, and the pieces I would need to carry to like fill in the blanks of their lack of knowledge, then we were able to communicate better. Yeah. What did I say? Easy? Paradigm. Yeah. 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 And even more like using words like URL. It's true. It's true. It's true, Pri. I am running late today. I'm actually testing later. I'm testing to see if later is better. But I'm gonna have to go get my CSA in a little bit. But like the terminology of like a domain name, a URL, a host. Yeah, the cool kids. There's no you're up too late, Chrissy. You need to go to bed. Oh, you know what? I did rowing this morning. We're rowing. You don't know I did rowing. You knew that you're up too late. That's stream delay. Yeah. Yeah, we have a rower. We have a rower in our living room because that's the only place that it can go. But it's made of cherry wood, and it was one of the major benefits that I got from my last job. Is like they didn't have health insurance, but they had a health stipend. It is a hydro rower. Crystal, what is it called? No, it's beautiful. It's beautiful. What is it called? Water rower. That's what it's called. Water rower. Yeah, that's what it looks like. So I could have $2,000 a year, and I was like, well, how about I just spend it all on one of these and get some upgrades. And so we have iPad like right here. So sometimes I'll like watch people's streams and row, and then sometimes I'll watch, I don't know, like cartoons. And then yeah, and if you want to, you can tilt it up. I think there's a picture of it. Was that it? That was it. Okay, that's not a great picture. There it is. It scares the noodles out of the dog. He's like, one time he actually peed his pants when we started rowing. He didn't know what it was. He was like, just stood there. And he's not smart. But Delilah, it was, I don't know. She likes to sleep behind it, and then you start rowing. Sometimes she'll stay there for a minute, and then eventually she's like, oh, this again, and she leaves. She doesn't look at it like it's water though. What, I wonder if that was an actual picture, or if they were like, hold on, I don't want to lose this. Yeah. I don't want to lose this answer. I do think I should BS that a little bit though. Yeah, so this is our indoor exercise equipment that I got with my health stipend. What I was trying to say is my coworker got one of those whatever it says, treadmill that has a little screen on it, and I was like, listen, if Laura can get a treadmill, I'm definitely getting a water rower, because the footprint is smaller ostensibly, but we never tilted up. So this is what's in our living room. If you need to imagine my living room, that's what it looks like. Is this yeah, this is the cherry one. And every 6 months you put a tiny little chlorine tab in there, and it keeps it from growing things. What? Why? Who drops questions like that in the chat? Alright, let me make a note on here. These answers are gonna be better when I'm not talking about them. We are just wilding out here. I know, this is better than that. Okay. And yes. That and this. My 10-year goal, I think management. I've always wanted to be in more of a management role, and I think I have a very strategic mind, so I don't necessarily want to be an IC. I have heard stories that there's a lot of stories. I've heard the lore of software engineering is that there's many developers, not all, many developers who want to stay in the individual contributor paths, but that's not me. I would like to be more in the management side of things. And so if that means like being oh gosh, not a project manager, but a program manager, or just doing something which you need technical knowledge for, to have like these communication pieces. Listen, Crystal, I can't say that in an interview. I like talking to people. I like understanding people's motivations and then responding to them. Um I like building things and I like making sure that things get built in a way that makes sense. But I don't mind having meetings. Oh, Pri, what happened? Pri, I send you potatoes. Today you learned that Crystal is Zaniba. Yeah, Crystal is Zaniba and my only mod. Um, I feel like I'm learning a lot going through these behavioral questions though. What am I learning? I might actually be better at answering them than I thought I was. Alright, here's the question. I feel like Crystal doesn't want to be perceived. If you know things about Crystal, it's that Crystal doesn't want to be perceived, so. And then Crystal often is like, okay, alright. Word. Hey Blah, thanks for coming through. I hope you enjoyed the potato love and helping me answer questions about my life, and I'll let you know if I get those pants. Okay? For real. We'll see you tonight, maybe, if you're there. Peace. I'm probably gonna go soon too, because we got to get the vegetables. And now we're on a mission to go to Target. Look at pants. The Target never has. Our Target, I think it's so busy over there. Durham, this might be controversial, but I don't think Durham has enough Targets. I don't think Durham has enough Targets. I think Durham needs more Targets. Get Durham more Targets. Hashtag more Durham. Targets. Yeah. Are there even two? Oh yeah, there's two. The boutique. You have one of those college Targets. Un petit Target. Un petit fille. Let me see. I feel like I just did a what's it called? I don't know English. I did a what's the thing when you do an audition? I feel like I just did an audition for the stream team. No, I'm really glad Block came by. I think it's a combination of both. I don't know the managers. We were there one time, probably 2021, and they had adjusted their hours down, but by 2 hours they used to close at midnight. Oh, interrupting myself because that's what we do here. Crystal, did you know that Wegmans close at midnight? Midnight. Now we know where to go. Tell everyone. Tell them. Oh, I burped in the mic. So burping today. Wegmans closes at midnight. Wegmans closes at midnight. No. We all have to go. We're leaving. Everybody's leaving, okay? Here, we're gonna raid True, because why not? Okay, but the other day we were like, where could we go? And thanks, everybody. Hope you had a nice time. Bye, 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 bye.